Do they do questions after or before?
Yes.
Questions.
Are we good? Good. Again, we want to thank you for joining us this morning. I would like to start by introducing our head table. From your left to right, Mayor of Berwick, Duval Arthur. Chairman of the Chitimacha Tribe of Louisiana, Melissa Darden. Mayor of Morgan City, Lee Dragna. Mayor of Franklin, Eugene Fulcard. Mayor of Patterson, Rodney Grogan, will join us shortly. And the Mayor of Baldwin, Clarence Vabby. And today, seated in the audience, our immediate past chairwoman, Ms. Tammy Moore, Vice Chairman Holden Murray, Secretary Alyssa Cart, and President Beth Chasson. At this time, I would like to thank the elected officials and guests for taking out their time today to attend to the breakfast today. Beth, if you have the dignitary list for me. Thank you, Tranisha. Bear with us. It's early.
No, you're fine.
No knock-knock jokes. They're too corny.
It's been a while since I heard about
You're right.
No, it's been a little while.
My 11-year-old is not pleased with my dad jokes. So.
Oh, really?
Thank you. Representing U.S. Senator John Kennedy, we have Jake Benoit. We have Doug Sherman, the Special Assistant to the Governor. You can raise your hand. Representing Senator Robert Allen, Laura Meadows. Morris Michael Hike, the third Assistant District Attorney. We have Parish Councilman David Hill, also Patrick Hebert. Of course, we have introduced our mayors, also representing the City of Morgan City, Chief Administrative Officer Charlie Solar. We have Berwick Councilwoman Colleen Askew. We also have Holden Murray, the City of Patterson Economic Development Director. We've got, with the town of Baldwin, we've got Alderwoman Amber Richard Tillman. Also Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Buffy Fagenbush. Also, we have School Board Vice President, Ms. Tammy Moore. Also, Dr. Jay Clune with Nicholls State University. Anthony Baham with SOLA CC. And again, Ms. Tammy Moore, the Young Memorial Campus Director, and again, the St. Mary Parish School Board member. We'd like to thank all of you. If we can give them a round of applause. Today's breakfast sponsors are our elite sponsor, Bayou Bend Health System and Chitimacha Tribe of Louisiana, and February's featured sponsor, South Louisiana Economic Council. Please join me in welcoming Kirsten Campbell with Bayou Bend Health System to provide us with updates.
Good morning. Thank you for letting me be here. Again, my name is Kirsten Campbell, and I'm the General Manager for Bayou Bend Fitness Center, and I'm going to speak briefly on behalf of Bayou Bend Health System, give you, I promise, a brief update with just a couple bullet points. Our membership number as of now is just about 1,700. So again, we continue to grow, trending upward, particularly after the new year. So it's been really exciting with all the new members. And as a result, we now have 5 personal trainers on staff with us, highly qualified, able to meet the needs of pretty much any member that walks through the doors, wherever they are. So some of those members are coming to us from another department, outpatient physical therapy, cardiopulmonary rehab, and these personal trainers are able to do a great job of assisting them in their continuum of wellness. Also, we run about 70 group exercise classes a week. Most of those are live instructor driven. We have some virtual classes, but again, about 65 of those are live instructors. And again, plethora of classes for those from the very, just beginning their fitness routine or getting back into it, or those that are more advanced and needing something a little bit more aggressive or challenging. Also, we offer corporate memberships. So again, we can work with you and your employees and their workplace health. So again, feel free to reach out to us and we can help assist with that on site or over at our fitness center. Also, current community events that we've got going on. We offer monthly brown bag luncheons. Today, we actually are offering one over at the conference center, and it will be presented by A.T. Still University, Physician's Assistant Program, working with Tesh Action Clinic and with Bayou Bend, putting them through their training rotations right now, and they're finishing up their capstone, so they're going to be presenting it on nutrition. We also have a community rec taking place this weekend, and we've got this really cool Mardi Gras, Mambo, Glow Aquatics class going on next week. So again, that's my segue into reminding you that we have an indoor swimming pool. So especially in this inclement weather, feel free to come over and swim with us. And then finally, but not, I don't want to forget to also remind you that we have free childcare available too. So again, that makes it easier for our members to be able to come in and take care of themselves also. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kirsten. Mrs. Darden with the Chitimacha Tribe will be presenting as a guest speaker today. But please join me in welcoming Christy Zarang. She is the Executive Director of SLEC to tell you a little bit about what they do.
Good morning, everyone. I first want to say thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here today. I see a lot of familiar faces. As a recent graduate of St. Mary Leadership, it was incredible. I actually got to meet everyone on this panel. I'm sure you remember me too, but it was one of my most favorite days as far as Leadership St. Mary, and I encourage everyone to go through the program. So what is SLEC, South Louisiana Economic Council? We are one of the 8 regional economic development organizations in the state as defined by LED, Louisiana Economic Development. And I came in a couple of years ago and recently was named CEO, replacing the CEO who had been there for over 30 years. And I knew that I had to build trust, I had to build value, and then I had to build my team. So many of you have seen me at St. Mary luncheons, at Chapalaya Industrial Coalition lunches, trying to make sure that we pull in all 4 of the parishes that we represent, which is Assumption, Lafourche, St. Mary, and Terrebonne. I recently hired Christian Bergeron, who formerly worked for Congressman Garrett Graves, as my Chief Operating Officer, and he too has enrolled in the Leadership St. Mary program. As an economic development office, our primary responsibility is to recruit and retain businesses and recruit and retain our talent or workforce. So that's what we aim to do. We work very closely with our local economic development offices, in this case, Evan Boudreau at St. Mary Economic Development. I left some brochures on your table because obviously I don't have enough time up here to tell you everything that SLEC does or what we are planning to do, but that'll give you a brief overview. What I do want to highlight on there is a QR code. Because when I came in, I knew that I had to overcome some barriers, and so we are changing the name of SLEC, South Louisiana Economic Council, and we are unveiling the new name and a video and a whole branding campaign that's going to take place next Thursday at the Rouse's headquarters in Gray. I invite you all to attend. Just simply snap that QR code and register. It is a free event. You'll hear a lot more about what SLEC has in store in the future, and we look forward to working with all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christy. Thank you to our sponsors for your continued support of the Chamber. We would simply cease to function without you. And without further ado, we will begin with our updates from around the parish, with each mayor, chairman, or representative having a 5-minute time slot. Speakers, when you reach 2 minutes, Beth will hold up a sign, then again at 1 minute, and at 30 seconds so you can close. I know some of you have to leave anyway. Please hold your questions until all speakers have had a chance at the podium. I would like to introduce the first of our guest speakers for this morning. We will begin with Mayor Duval Arthur, as he will have to step out early this morning. So please welcome the Mayor of Berwick, Duval Arthur.
Good morning.
Morning. Morning.
My name is Duval Arthur, and I am the mayor of Berwick. I'm very proud to be the mayor of Berwick, and I love doing what I'm doing. Berwick is under home rule charter. We have 5 councilmen that work with me. Our Mayor Pro Tem, Lud Henry, Councilwoman Colleen Askew, Kevin Hebert, Raymond Price, and James Richard. We offer a lot of activities for children and for adults. We have ASO soccer. We had over 350 kids registered that played this year. We have girls USSSA softball, boys Dixie Youth baseball, NFL flag football, NFL tackle football, and co-ed basketball for children, following the Biddy basketball rules. For adults, we have co-ed volleyball, pickleball, which is played on any of our 13 courts that we have in Berwick. We have 3 indoor courts. We have 10 outside courts. St. Mary Golf and Country Club is located in Berwick. They offer a 9-hole golf course to golf enthusiasts. We also are very proud. We have over 5 miles of walking trails in Berwick for getting out and exercising. During the month of November, Berwick holds its annual Lighthouse Festival. Our musical lineup was second to none. Last year, for a 3-day event, we had over 15,000 visitors to the Lighthouse Festival. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. We work extra hard seeking grants from federal government, state government, and capital outlay funds. I'm very proud to say that we have 7 grants that we're working on, with a total value of those grants, $8.2 million. And I'm going to kind of briefly tell you what they are. Country Club, the state's drainage district, drainage project, which is going on now. We're adding drain lines to improve the drainage. And Buffy, I apologize to you for all the mud in your yard. And everybody that lives in Country Club, I know, got mad at me because of that mud, but there's not much we can do but clean it up. We have water meter replacement grant for $585,000. Came from capital outlay funds. Laura, thank y'all. Mr. Allan for his help with that. We also have our last street paving project, which is about $800,000, which we're going to pave 6th Street. It's an area on town that's by the ponds, if you're familiar with the ponds in Berwick. And anyway, we have a sewer rehabilitation grant for $600,000, a gas line replacement grant, which is about $4 million. Water meter replacement, what we're doing is going to electronic water meters. It is more efficient, and instead of 2 people out reading meters, 1 person can drive through town and read the meters in a couple hours and go download them. Makes life easier. We have had our share of problems with our gas lines. We, in an emergency, if electricity went out, a lot of people's generators, we have a lot of generators in Berwick, a lot of natural gas generators. And we really didn't have enough gas in our lines to do this. So we called upon our friends in Patterson, Mayor Grogan, and he was kind enough to let us become a customer of Patterson. So we ran a gas line from their gas line to a meter in Berwick, and it worked out. Instead of spending about $250,000 to expand the gas receiving station we have in Berwick, we were able to do this for less than $10,000. Now we have adequate gas to take care of all the the generators, and everybody has plenty of gas. The other thing we're doing that we feel is very important, and we're using some of our surplus money for that, is we're expanding the Brown House. The Brown House is a culture and historical museum. If you haven't been there, we certainly recommend that you go visit it. It's really very interesting. A lot of things that went on in the history of Berwick that affected Morgan City and everybody else. And we've expanded it. We built a 1,600 square foot exhibition hall that they're going to fill up with artifacts and things from the history of Berwick. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mayor Arthur. Now we'll have Melissa Darden, the chairman of the Chitimacha Tribe.
Good morning. It's an honor to be here with you this morning, and it's you good? And I am also honored to be able to continue to support the Chamber as we have been doing in the past. We feel it's a very important part of St. Mary Parish, and we're glad that we can participate. Like us, or like everyone else, we've been busy, and ours is more limited to the reservation, but we do reach out further than the reservation and help the surrounding communities. Currently, we've just recently received a HUD grant to build 8 new homes on the reservation, but with that, we have to now build a new subdivision because we're running out of space. We're growing rapidly. Same with our school. We're in the process of looking at that because we've got to enlarge our school because we're at, when I went to school there, I think we had maybe 50 kids there. Now we're at 125 students, so it's rapidly growing. We finally got underway with our new market that is in Jeanerette. We had purchased property in Jeanerette where Max used to be, and finally we sorted out all the problems that we've had with that property, and our market is finally going up. We are still working with the state. In the past, I had mentioned how we've been working with the bridge. The bridge is not on tribal land, but it is the bridge in Sheraton that goes across the bayou and we supply that area with emergency services, fire department and all of that. And it does make it a challenge to get across there if something happens. And of course, we used to maybe get 1-2 calls a year. Well, we get that every month now across the bayou. So it's a challenge to get across. So we've received the grant to engineer the bridge, design the bridge. So now we're working with an MOU with the state to get that done, and we're pretty positive we'll have the grant to build the bridge. And the state, once that's done, will donate the bridge to the state, but it'll serve a purpose for the whole community in Sheraton. We've been working on a public boat launch for quite a few years now. That has come to the point now where we've actually did the final bids. We've awarded that to a company, and we're just waiting to sign all the contracts and everything so that can get started. But that will be a public boat launch in the middle of the reservation for everyone to use. We've recently completed our sports complex, which is also, we offer a lot of sports for the youth, but it's not just for tribal youth, it's for all the surrounding area. We offer t-ball, softball, flag football. So our parking lot there was kind of small, so we just recently added 78 parking spots there. We have some new planned, some improvements coming in the near future for the roads on the reservation, because some of them are starting to get some wear and tear on them. We're upgrading our clinic, our health clinic, which is also open to the public. We do take outside insurance for that, so if anyone needs to go to the clinic, and a lot of times you can get in quicker than you can with a regular doctor. And recently, excuse me, we've been playing a major part with Waterworks District 4. In the past, we've helped get grants and purchase new pumps for them, for the water, which supplies all of Sherrington, I think Baldwin, and maybe even a portion of Franklin. Recently, we've received the $5 million in BIA demonstration funding, was put into a BIA construction contract to plan, design, and construct a water line extension to move the current line into deeper water to ensure that the tribe and all of Waterworks number 4 have an improved water quality and quantity. So that's just some of the things that we have been doing, And some may remember that in the past, I did mention a shoreline protection grant that we had received to design a shoreline protection out in Fort Blanche Bay. Well, we've actually received the $3 million grant to now build that protection grant, which also protects the entire area, not just us. So we try to work with the whole surrounding community. So if anyone has anything that they need from us, or vice versa, we're always open. So thank y'all.
Thank you, Ms. Darden. Now, Mayor of Morgan City, Mr. Lee Dragna. Let's welcome him.
I'm a little bit taller, so I gotta raise it. So I didn't write anything down because my parents always told me if you live it, you don't have to write it down. You can just speak it. So Morgan City, the theory that we took with myself and hired Charlie Solar as the CEO is we need to be able to build infrastructure so that we can build betterment for the community. And unfortunately, our infrastructure was in pretty bad shape. So we had to find funding to do it. It takes time to do that, but the plan is coming together. So we were able to find the funding at no additional cost to the people of Morgan City for a $12 million, I may be wrong by that, $11 or $12 million of new water plant. We did copy off of Patterson's water plant, and because it is one of the most efficient plants made right now. A new filtration system, because everybody knows we draw out of the river, and sometimes it's pretty dirty, sometimes pretty clean. So we spend a lot of money backwashing, so we don't want to do that. So the plant is under construction as we speak. Most of the concrete's done, and I think we're just waiting on some pieces and parts to come in. Sewer, like I said, it's a story you have to tell, because when you start 4 years ago, now it's coming to premonition now. That's the way you have to plan. That's the way businesses plan. They plan for the future, not for now. The water plant's certified for 40 more years at a very tremendous capacity. I think we can do like 12 million gallons a day or something like that. The discharge water is actually reused and sent to the power plant, Filippo, and they use it as steam water, right? So why not use everything as many times as you can? As far as recreation, that was one of the biggest things that was on my mind was the kids. Everybody's like, there's nothing for kids to do, nothing for kids to do. We built two new parks in town. We're working on revamping a third. We constantly upgrading Lawrence Park in different ways with the help of Brewfest and other community activities there. Baseball is tremendously more now because, frankly, we just trying harder. That's it. We just trying hard and offering more. Walking trails, we built miles of walking trails. Some were funded by the state, helped funded by the state, and some were funded by the city. We only look for what's going to happen 2 to 3 years from now, because if you look for today, you're already behind. You need to look forward. We are also looking, I had a premonition, a want, and Sadie Rankin talked to Sadie when she was running the auditorium about the Christmas time festival, right? Christmas festival. Damn, already down to 2 minutes. So we turned that Christmas festival into first year, a couple hundred people show up, weather was bad, and then thousands of people came the second year, and last year was just phenomenal. It was just crazy. And believe it or not, all of that's done through donations, all of it. And people just turn around and want to donate more. It is what it is, you know. So the city of Morgan City does not charge the kids if there's a kid program at the auditorium to use the theater or anything. We will not do that. We want to promote the kids of Morgan City. There's just so much stuff going on in Morgan City that if you look around, you see this is what you see in the future whenever you do something 3 years ago. I know everybody noticed that all the facades around and a lot of the businesses in Morgan City have an upgrade, right? They painted, new windows, new parking lot stuff, new signs. It's because of a grant we did 3 or 4 years ago, and allowed them to use that money to beautify the city. The same way with houses. So what I'm trying to say here is there is a plan, and the plan is for another 4 years, and every year you're going to get more and more and more, and somebody's telling me to sit down. So I appreciate it, and Morgan City is moving along. If you look around, there's not many buildings to rent. There's not many places to get, and that's very important to Morgan City, that most of the places are filled. So, all right, thank you.
This time, let's welcome the Mayor of Franklin, Mr. Eugene Fulcard.
Thank you, Brady. Also giving honor to God, I would like to thank the Chamber for this opportunity to give a quick overview and update on the city of Franklin, and also all of my colleagues, all of the mayors, and our tribal chairwoman, Mrs. Melissa Darden, for this opportunity, because we all work well together in doing the things that we do within the city. During the recent storm that hit with the winter blast we had a few weeks ago, all of the mayors, we collectively communicated with each other on things that we had going on. These were some unprecedented water breaks that all of our municipalities suffered and dealt with. Mayor Grogan and I spoke extensively during the course of the storm. I reached out to Mayor Dragner. Mayor Vapid was checking on me, checking on all of us, and whoever had the worst of the hits on the storm, that's who we rallied around. And Duval has always been, I call him the dean of the mayors. So just very briefly, recently we have concluded the $2.5 million Casey Street rehab project, which is major rehabilitation on the entire roadway on Casey Street, which is a vital organ in Franklin. So we addressed the road drainage and nearly a 50-year sewer issue that we had on Casey Street that we were able to wrap up. Also, we've recently concluded a 40-year, $1.4 million Yoakley widening project of the Yoakley Drainage Canal, which helps drain a tremendous amount of storm water out of Franklin. So we're very thankful that we've been able to wrap that project up. Also, we've recently concluded a $1.7 million CDBG grant for new air conditioning units at both of our recreation centers, at the McCarroll O'Neill Recreation Center as well as Broussard Harris, which those AC units and HVACs were in some deplorable shape. So hopefully for the next 50 years, whoever the next mayor is in Franklin, they won't have to worry about that at those recreation centers. We've also recently concluded a $400,000 Love Louisiana Outdoor Community Development Block Grant to replace and add playground equipment in all of our city parks. We've recently rehabbed lighting and added some pickleball courts at Caffrey Park. That was through some state appropriation money. I would like to thank Senator Allen and Representative St. Blanc. So we were able to do that, as well as we have a new $500,000 Franklin Fire Department training facility in Landry Park on Iberia Street, and we have contracts with other local fire departments to utilize that training facility, and all of that helps to lower some of your fire rating rates as well. We've recently created an economic vitality committee under our Main Street program to help continue the revitalization efforts we're doing throughout the entire city. And we've partnered with Carrie Stansberry with the Cajun Coast to create a QR code map that is currently attached to the sidewalks throughout the areas of Franklin. Our historic downtown Franklin Pocket Park mural has been completed by world-renowned muralist Robert Dafford, so we're very excited about that. We're about to embark upon a $2.4 million water distribution rehab throughout the city, replacement of backwash pumps, filters, turbidity meters, installation of valves throughout the city, and replacement of some of our water distribution lines. Again, I would like to thank Senator Allen and Representative St. Blanc. I met with Representative St. Blanc last week. They're about to start doing some of the work on Northwest Boulevard. We have a roundabout and some overland that will be done from one side of the railroad track to 182 near Walmart, so we're excited about that as well. We have an upcoming Louisiana Transportation Alternatives grant for $536,000 to replace and rehab sidewalks so that they can become ADA compliant. We have an upcoming state appropriations funding for $100,000 for the preservation, rehab, and upgrades to the Taft Theater of Performing Arts in Franklin, which is a crown jewel in Franklin, and we would like to keep those upgrades going as well. We're entering phase 2 of our demolition, where we have 37 blighted properties across the city that will be taken down for blight, and that blight in Franklin, we would like to clean up a great deal of the blight in Franklin. We had already previously done 60 structures. Our Main Street program is a nationally accredited Main Street program, and we're in line to receive $1.6 million that will be divvied up between some other Main Street programs throughout the city, and where we can address our boardwalk and take care of some of the issues along the Bayou Tash. Also, just very briefly, we have we had a $50,000 state appropriation funding for the Main Street Design Committee, and they've done an excellent job, the St. Mary Parish government, to beautify the grounds of the courthouse with landscaping and things of that sort. So we're doing the little things to make a difference. Just very briefly, the New Orleans Restoration property has full funding of a $26 million rehab of the old Franklin Foundation Hospital, that they would like to turn that into some type of assisted living facility. So we're very, very excited that we could address that. Also, our Main Street district, we're at 93% occupancy with very few empty spaces available. So we're just doing the little things to make a difference. We're a 205-year-old city. We have water lines and water distribution lines in Franklin that have been down for nearly 120 plus years. And also, just very briefly, with St. Mary Parish School Board as well. I would like to say that during that storm, Dr. Fagan Bush, Dr. Sanders, and also Mrs. Deborah McClarty, they would check with me and check on me on a daily basis. And I know they did that with all of the municipalities, but I know they know in Franklin on a good day we have some issues with our water distribution system. But I would like to thank you all for always checking on me and calling me. We will call each other in the middle of the morning or night so that we could address some of the issues that we have to address. And I've always said the only way we could eat this elephant is one bite at a time. We have an aging infrastructure. It didn't get like this overnight. It won't get fixed overnight. And I would just like to leave it a little bit better than what I founded and what I inherited. So, we would like to move forward. Thank you, and God bless for this opportunity.
Thank you, Mayor Fulcard. Now let's welcome the Mayor of Patterson, Rodney Grogan.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, the Bible says in Ecclesiastes 3:1, there's a time for everything and a season and activity under the heavens. And I think I'm going through my season right now. But simply because when I look at the chamber and I look at the chair being from Patterson, Brady Burrell, I look at the vice chair, Holden Murray, who's also a 2024 Donna Myers Leadership Award recipient, being from Patterson. Our treasurer, Alyssa Court, received the Board Member of the Year Award, Pattersonian. We look at Ms. Elizabeth Baytop, who was recognized by the Cajun Coast Tourist Hospitality as Employee of the Year recipient from Patterson. Ms. Christy Toops, the actual Virginia Tyler Gilliard Citizen of the Year Award recipient from Patterson. So Patterson is quite involved, and Patterson is doing a lot. And I stand here just boldly just to say that everything that you're seeing, everything that you're hearing, I thank God for everything that I'm going through, because all I can do is just grow. All Patterson can do is continue to grow. We have major projects going on in Patterson. Someone told me years ago, 14 years ago when I took office, if you put flags all around Patterson, you do things that people can see, flowers and this, that, and the other, they're going to love you and respect you. But they can't see the infrastructure and the things that are underground that need to be taken care of. Well, the season in Patterson right now and across the parish and so forth with all of us is the infrastructure, things that can't be seen. So we're often beaten down. But I can tell you right now, I stand here, we have 9 sewer lift stations that are being rehabbed at this time at $2.3 million capital outlay money that we received from Senator Brett Outland, former Senator Brett Outland Jr. and his son, who's making sure that the monies continue, along with Mr. Vinny St. Blanc and Sam Jones. So there's 9 sewer lift stations that are being rehabbed right now. There's no more sewer smell in Patterson. So you don't see anything on Facebook saying about the smell and the drainage. All right. We have the water treatment. I got $5 million right now coming from the state to continue to work and provide new filters and so forth for our water plant. And we have $1.5 million that we received from natural gas. We have gas lines and so forth that we're going to be rehabbing in Patterson. Plus, I have $700,000 to replace water and gas meters. Well, Duval tooted and said he had like 7 or 8 million. We heard Lee say he had 12 million and so forth. I can actually say we're standing between 9 and 10 million. Basically, monies received for infrastructure, things that we inherited, things that we have to wait on the monies to come in. Most of this money was allocated 2 to 3 years ago, and it's just dropping down now. So, I'm in my season, and once again, I thank God for that season. The other things that I'm proud for in Patterson, I think we're the only ones with the text alerts. When things are going on in Patterson, our citizens get the alerts on their phone. Holden Murray created the Shop Patterson. We recognize that LMA for win an award for that. We have grief counseling that continued on from the town hall meetings that we had about 2 years ago. We have right now the health data dashboard made possible through research team from NYU. Educationally, we have the Teacher of the Year, Hattie Watts. High School Teacher of the Year, Patterson High School. High School Support Staff of the Year, Patterson High School. Patterson, we have a lot. We have a lot to be proud of. Businesses, I contacted Michelle Pico and she said, Rodney, you have 278 businesses in Patterson. Some people may say, where are they? In-house, out of cars. They're everywhere, 278 businesses. Recreation, Rec 4 is handling that. Rec 4 is handling that. But I want to tell all of my partners here, all of my fellow mayors and so forth, thank you so very much for being the shoulder that I need to lean on when we're going through the crisis. You all just don't know. And as Eugene said, Duval, very knowledgeable. He's been around, and he helps us anytime that we need just that extra push and networking. I can stand here and say I'm so proud of our public safety and along with our fire department. And as I wrap up, I would say thank you to Tesh Action Clinic. Thank you to Mary LeBlanc. Mary LeBlanc came into Patterson. She says, I'm going to start a health facility here in Patterson. And DOTD blocked her with putting her business on Highway 90. But she's right there in the heart of town. And I'm telling you, people come from Franklin, Morgan City, Homer. They're coming from everywhere because of our nurse practitioner, Ms. Mary LeBlanc. So Patterson has a lot going on. And I am proud to stand here and say that I am the mayor of Patterson and that we're just going through our season. But I have been blessed with an accountant, Ms. Monica Mabel, along with the return of Ms. Pamela Washington, and Patterson is rolling again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Grogan. And finally, the mayor of Baldwin, Clarence Fappy. Please welcome him.
Thank you very much, Mr. Burrell. I used to be able to brag that I was the only town in the parish, but I was looking at the stats here. Our population has grown to 5,793 households, 1,919. That might be a misprint. Okay. I was going to say, we were doing a whole lot more than I know. I knew about. Anyway, no, Baldwin is a town. It is the only town in St. Mary Parish. I'll correct that from just off the top of my head. Our population is about 1,896, 742 households. And I'm not sure on the median income, but we do suffer with a 40% poverty level. I want to do housekeeping first. I'd like to recognize the First Lady of Baldwin, my wife, Carla Vappy, who's also a board member of the Chamber. Ms. Ruth Black, who's our town clerk, standing over there. Ms. Amber Tillman, who wears many hats also. She is one of the members of the Board of Aldermen. And I'd also like to thank the Chamber officers, board staff, and members. Thanks to Ms. Laura Meadows, Ms. Sheila Jones, and Ms. Jenny Dorsey. You all know what you do. And I want to start off on a very good note by saying that the town of Baldwin received in its audit findings for 2023-24, a very clean audit, the best audit in over 30 years. No significant findings. Okay, and thank you. Those of you who know where we've come from. So greatly improved financials from previous years. We were mentioned in the newspaper, and the mayor of Morgan City and I were texting back and forth. It came out in the newspaper before I actually wanted to publicize it because I wanted to get with my board and let them know about it. But we were in receipt of a $2.6 million railroad crossing elimination grant, and we partnered with the railroad company and it required a match, but I negotiated our match down to $900. So I think we can swing that. And out of a $2.6 million project to rehab crossings and to eliminate some. We also are in receipt of a Safe Streets sidewalk and bike trail grant to the tune of $400,000. That is in the design and engineering phase. Kitty Park relocation and rehabilitation. The design has been completed thanks to LSU. The LSU Engineering and Architecture Department did the design free of charge. So that's in the works. Our basketball court has been approved by the state. Funding is available, and we are seeking bids now to it's a $200,000 basketball court, thanks to former Senator Brett Alline and Representative St. Blanc. And I'll let you guys know when we're going to do the groundbreaking. We've started work on the sewer system to meet DEQ standards. And just recently, as a matter of fact, yesterday I received a call from a gentleman in Lafayette, and he said he thinks he's found part of our problem that's been plaguing us for over 2 decades in a lift station situation. And we also were in receipt of the same joint grant with Mayor Grogan to do some rehabilitation. I'm sorry, that was your state, but a federal grant to do some rehabilitation on lift stations in Baldwin. Our portion of the grant was $250,000. We've demolished several blighted houses, mobile homes, and vacant properties, removed and are cleared last year. This was last year, and following the creation of a condemnation court. And we have to tip our hat to South Central Planning for assisting us with all the legal work on that. And we repaired, upgraded, or replaced trucks, tractors, and groundkeeping equipment. Main Street cleanup is next in the work, so we're sending out the warning. And okay. We also have welcomed the port's progress in Baldwin. Of course, you know SLCC is located on the port property in Baldwin, but they've also completed the construction of the sugar storage facilities. Those are the big, gigantic white warehouses that you see. Those are in use, and they are renting those to the farmers. And I must say that the port, when they completed the work, they were paid for. So that was great also. Let's see. We also fortunate to pass a public sales tax for public safety, which will benefit the fire department, police departments, and also to give us some relief on our general fund, because basically we totally fund those departments, except for one dedicated sales tax that generates about $80,000 a year. The town has to kick in the rest out of general fund, so that will give us some relief, and we can do other improvements. Wait a minute, I'm getting out here. You probably noticed like the benches and the trash cans and the like going through town, especially since everyone's passing through now that 90's got construction work. Those were part of a grant also for $20,000 that we received from the state, and we received another grant for $20,000, and we will be doing some more aesthetic improvements on Main Street. Just a couple personal accomplishments within the last year. Created the Small Town Mayors Alliance with the Louisiana Municipal Association, and we held our first conference in Baldwin. I'm sorry, at Cypress Bayou Casino. Thanks to Ms. Darden and her gracious hosting that, and that turned out real well. We had about 40 mayors from around the state that attended, and I want to thank the mayors in St. Mary Parish that attended also. And also, my classmate's not here, but did graduate from Delta Leadership Institute last year. And I want to thank my council, because I can't do anything without their approval, of course. And I want to thank the mayors that are seated here. We all try to help each other And we'll just keep moving forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Bappy, and all of our mayors and leaders here today. At this time, we will allow questions. We don't have a second mic, but if you can raise your hand, just speak up and be sure to address who you are directing your question to. Any questions at this time? No? Well, fine, short and sweet. Well, we want to thank you all for joining us today and providing us with updates. Before we conclude, I will turn it over to our president, Beth Chesson, to provide you with a few updates and to close out.
Now y'all know.
Sorry.
Thank you for taking your time out of the day to join us for this breakfast and for the continued support of the Chamber. Special thanks, of course, to our elite sponsors, Bayou Bend Health System and the Chitimacha Tribe of Louisiana, and our February breakfast sponsor, South Louisiana Economic Council. Thank you, mayors and chairmen, for joining us today and for all your hard work throughout your tenures and bringing our parish forward. We have a March event calendar printed in the front so you can take it before you leave. But before then, I will go over some upcoming events. If anything is missed on that calendar too, please let us know. It's a little bit earlier than I normally put it out, and we can update it for social media. For the Chamber, our upcoming events are as follows. March 13th, we will be joining the Bayou Chambers for a joint luncheon at Cypress Columns with Governor Jeff Landry as our guest speaker. That luncheon is unfortunately already sold out, so we do not have any open seats at this time. March 20th, 27th, and April 3rd, we will be hosting a Lunch and Learn series all about branding with Scala Designs and Consultation. Registration is open for that series, and you can reserve your seat by registering online or contacting our office. Backing up just a little bit, March 26th, our next monthly luncheon will host Louisiana Economic Development as they present their 2025 strategic plan. Tentative for April 15th, a lunch and learn with Holden Murray and Greg Garisco of Garisco Marketing, all about AI in the workplace. April 17th, we will join the Bayou Chambers again for another luncheon at Cypress Columns with Congressman Clay Higgins, and our luncheon on April 30th with Insurance Commissioner Tim Temple. Be on the lookout in the next coming week for information regarding Leadership St. Mary Class of 2024 project. They are hosting a Hidden Figures luncheon to honor some of our deserving nonprofit organizations on May 6th. And I believe it's been changed, it'll now be hosted here. Lastly, you will soon see advertising go out for our education banquet, something that we cannot make a success without all of you. Our scholarship program depends on donations, of course, for our auction at that event. We do give out $9,000 in scholarships annually to the 8 high schools in the parish, a senior, and then also to SOLA CC, we give a scholarship. Be sure to follow the Chamber on Facebook for weekly updates. And of course, our email newsletters go out on Mondays and Thursdays. Please reach out to our office if we can help you in any way, and RSVP to those upcoming events. Thank y'all for coming. Thank you.